Welcome back, guys. So, I haven't been on making a video for a little bit, and so I just wanted to get back to you guys with a few of the new recommendations that I recommended in my last few videos. And I just want to tell you whether I think they're valid purchases like a month or so in, or do I think that, they deserve, different perspectives and whatnot. And at the end, I'm going to also mention one of my favorite summer fragrances I've recently purchased that I think is definitely worth the money. So first up, Bald Freak Absolute. In my last video on this, I mentioned that I think this is a good fragrance, but I don't particularly think that it lasts a lot longer as much as people say compared to the first one. I think this is a great fragrance if you're just trying to get into colognes and you just really want something that's like an everyday beater. Something that I would compare this to would be Baccarat Rouge 540 in terms of like everyday versatility. The fragrance profile is nothing like that, but I think that that is a very appropriate assumption to make when it comes to the type of occasions that you would wear it in. And it is a very beautiful smell. Performance is lackluster. I don't know what it is about my bottle, but I get like 6 hours tops, if at that. It smells great, but this is like almost $300. You can get the old 100 ml for $100 less than that. So at that point, I would just recommend overspraying if you just really want this to last. Now, the second one was Blue Talisman by Ex Nihilo. Now, I love this scent. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I think this is easily one of the best summer fragrances you can possibly get. I have made a pretty decent dent in this thing too, but I use this sparingly because I have a 7.5 milliliter sample that I use and I'm trying to use before. But this is something that I probably will have in my collection forever. And this 50 ml is pretty much all I'm ever going to need, because I really only need about 3 to 4 sprays and this stuff lasts for like 9-10 hours. This is very potent, and for a summer freshie, that is unheard of. It's not clicking, it's more of like a slide-on cap. The atomizer is fantastic though. Here, I'll spray one. You can see like the atomizer is just, amazing. It's really good. I think this is easily one of the most hyped up fragrances in the market, but I could totally see why people hype this up so much. I understand the preference that people have towards this over the X-Straight version. Now, with that being said, both of these are very hyped up. Both of them are very well liked in the community. And that's for, right reasons and whatnot. The only problem I have with both of these is $300, $350. These are expensive. Like, I don't know who's got money like that to be blowing on smelly water at the end of the day. These aren't cheap. And so what I recommend, and I've said this from the first video, is always buy samples. I bought a sample of this. I bought a sample of this. This was my favorite DNA from the original. This one I bought a sample, it grew on me, so I bought a full bottle of this. I think you should always sample. I got this in a trade and I only paid $50 out of pocket and then traded in a few other designer colognes. I bought this off a ScentSplit for almost, $100 less than what it was going on for retail. So, utilize discounters, utilize them to your fullest capabilities. Now, in terms of if I would rate these as a purchase that I would repurchase or not buy, I wouldn't rebuy this. I would just buy the original. I would rebuy this. But that's just me. I think the smells are really good. I think they're both really good smells. It's just, I'm a performance freak. And so I think if you're paying over $300 for a cologne, I want it to last. Now, this, on the other hand, is probably my favorite summer scent. I think this is hands down one of the best, one of the best fragrances from Memo, period. Like Iris Leather, what's another one? There's a few of the leather collections. I'm not the biggest fan of leather when it comes to fragrances, especially the way Memo does them. This is a newer bottle of Madurai. There's an older bottle that thing looks better, but to me, this fragrance is amazing. I think this is easily one of the softest, most effervescence type smell, and I'm a huge fan of effervescence type smells. I think this is easily a dumb reach. You just want to smell clean when you don't really necessarily know what you want to wear. Just spray this on and you'll be good. Performance I get is about 6 to 7 hours, but it's projecting. Like those 6 to 7 hours, if you have 4 sprays on, the first 4 hours, it is projecting quite loudly. And this is something that I will definitely take on any tropical trip I have, any trip where the warmer weather, where it's warmer weather. This just will beam off your skins. I think this is easily one of the best releases from Memo. And I got this on Fragrance Nevea for $150. That's a really good price for a 75 ml bottle. And, you know, this is easily going to be one of my travel staples. Whenever I go to warmer weather states or warmer weather cities, this is something I'm going to bring with me. I think this is easily one of the best smelling scents. It has this very nice... See, I've said in the past, the reason why I love the original of Balde Afrique is the marigold note. I think marigold smells fantastic. It's criminally underrepresented in the fragrance community. And so I really like that note. This doesn't have marigold in it, but it has jasmine flowers that like give me the reminiscence of marigold. That mixed with the peachy type vibe, it smells absolutely incredible. Like really, really incredible. And the dry down on this is very, very nice. Again, this is non-offensive. This is not going to ruffle anyone's feathers. This is just a clean, you know, crisp, fruity smell that is not too potent. It's not too overbearing. It's not too clawing. This is, in my opinion, it's done to perfection. I think this is easily a 9.5 out of 10. The only place where I would say this could get better at would be to make the peachy thing a little bit less and more focused on the dry down. But that's just me nitpicking. I don't think it's bad by any means. It's just what I like personally. But again, if you're looking for a summer freshie, this, in my opinion, is one of the best things money can buy. Now, with all three of these, you're looking at about $1,000 in smelly water. I want to do a public service announcement, a PSA announcement. You don't need to have all this to smell nice. For the longest time, all I had before I started earning, before I started having adult money, was just Chrome Azzaro that I got on my birthday when I was in middle school. And I loved it. That's what got me into this quote-unquote hobby, you could say. And Chrome Azzaro, from that point on, has been my easiest recommended fragrance that I just recommend to people that are trying to get into colognes. So if you're somebody that's trying to get into colognes, trying to get into perfumes, don't feel pressured to go out and buy all this. You don't need this. Like, this I'm probably going to give to my cousin for her birthday, because it's probably more of her speed than it is mine, since I already have the original. This is one of my favorites, but again, I would never go out and spend $350. I only got this because I was able to get a nice trade. This I did buy, and I bought after sampling multiple times. And so this is the power I'm telling people. If you sample, there's never like that worry that, oh, you're not gonna like it. I know a lot of people like the thrill of, buying something and just, spraying it and be like, oh, this is amazing. That thrill is what they chase. But if you're spending your hard-earned money, that thrill, gets sour real quick. Like, if I was to buy this without smelling it and just did not like the smell, I just wasted $300. And so it's really important to me that, I communicate to people, like, I preach to them all the time. Just sample, trust me. In the end, you'll thank yourself. So if you're confused, if you're wanting to look for any of these, ScentSplit has all three of these samples. You can go buy them. I think this one is about $20. I think this one is about $20, and I think this one's about $20. I would recommend getting about a 5 ml sample. And the rationale behind that is that you can wear it multiple times, different occasions. A 2 ml sample goes by pretty quick. A 5 ml gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And sample them. If you really like the cologne, then you can pull the trigger and, make it something that's memorable. So yeah, guys, that was my little spiel on, being responsible, I guess you could say. And please feel free to let me know what type of colognes I should review next. And, please comment and like, and I'll see you in the next one.